All right, Kitchen Table Wargamers, we're back for another Kitchen Table Wargaming Battle Report. Today is going to be the Grey Knights, and as you can see, it's going to be the Space Wolves. Woo! I'm excited about this. So these are Warlords, and then we'll be back here to show you the armies in just a second. All right, so here's my Grey Knights patrol. We're playing a 1,000 point game tonight using the new missions. It's going to be a lot of fun. The new missions are wacky if you haven't played them yet. We've got 5-man interceptors with halberds, 5-man strike team with halberds, 5-man strike team with swords, regular Dread Knight in the back. He's got the sword, silencer, side cannon, and a teleporter because yes. And then characters. Mr. Drago, he's going to be exciting in this game. Mr. Grandmaster with a hammer. He has the gyrotemporal vault, I think is what it's called. Is a relic that lets him, for a psychic action, give a unit within 3 inches of him the ability to fight first until the next psychic phase. So I'm wanting to play around with that, see how it goes. It could be a lot of fun. Maybe not, who knows? But I think it's something worth trying out. And then my Warlord is a Terminator. He is a Terminator. The Brotherhood Ancient, not Paladin. So he has a Stormbolter. He has a Cuirass of Sacrifice. He has the Unyielding Anvil for the Obsec bubble within 6 inches. And he has a Cuirass of Sacrifice to give him the 5 of Feel No Pain and the +1 to his saves, which should make him stay on the board a little bit longer, I hope. Yeah, that's it. So I popping in right at 2,000 points, and I'm very excited. We're going to have this a good game playing against some Space Wolves. All right, here we go with our Space Wolves. I'm going to go through the obvious things because I know those. We have a Gladiator Reaper variant here. We got 5 Inceptors, and these are the Heavy Bolter boys, not the Plasma guys. There is a squad of 7 of the aggressive type Intercessors, points-wise. That's why there's 7. Don't be curious and whiny about it. Then we got 2 5-man squads. These are the regular Intercessors. Intercessors. We have a Lieutenant riding on a wolf because it's amazing and it's Space Wolfy. He has the shield and a power fist. And then we have the Warlord here. Not a named character, but he is going to have 2 Warlord traits. Saga of the Hunter. Is that the one that gives him the advance and charge?
Yeah.
An extra +1.
+1 to advance and charge.
Advance and charge. And then he does janky stuff. So like if he makes an advance and a charge, then everybody gets a 6-inch bubble around him, can advance and charge. Becomes an aura around him. And his other one, what was his other deal?
Resolve of the Bear. 6 up, feel no pain. And
after he loses a wound, right?
After he loses a wound.
That's crazy. And he said it's a bubble as well.
Yes.
Ah, that one's an interesting one. It's kind of saucy. Sweet. Did I miss anything?
No.
Yeah. All right. So 1,000 points. Ignore when I just now said it was 2,000. These are 1,000 points. Yeah, we'll have some fun. So we'll do deployment, missions, all that jazz, and we'll be back in just a minute. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we rolled up mission number 11. Can you tell me the title of it? I completely blanked. It's the first one on these 1,000 point missions.
Cleanse the land.
Cleanse the land. So you have, thank you, sir, 5 objectives. There's one in the center. This has got the nice bubble deployment zone, so there's that little 18-inch gap between us. We have our buildings all set up. There's going to be 2 in each table quarter. They're basically in the middle of every table quarter. The mission special rule is called Direct Assault, and it's a little different now for this edition of the game, or version 2.0 if you want to call it that. So we can gain 3 points if we control all 5 objectives at the end of our turn, or we can just have killed somebody who was controlling an objective before.
Which is way easier.
Way easier. And if you can accomplish both of these, both that and the other one was, the other one was killing somebody near it, I think. I don't know. We'll double check it and clarify it. So there's 2 conditions to get 3 points. I think if you do one of them, you get 2 points at the end of your turn. Is that right? For the direct assault portion of it? I know the other special rule while he's looking.
Yeah, it's 2 points.
It is
3, you get both.
Right. So there's 2 things you can do. If you do both of them, you get 3 points. If you don't, then you just get your 2, as long as you complete one of the actions. And the other special rule about this one is if you control an objective, you can walk off of it and still control it unless your opponent comes and takes it away, which we both decided we'll probably forget fairly quickly in the game. So,
Already did.
oh, yeah, see? We've already forgotten both. So he's got a 5-man back there. He's got a 5-man up here in this building. The, not plasma guys, bolter boys there with wings. The 7-man squad here, characters, and then, of course, the tank. Neither one of us trying to deep strike anything in this one. Got the Dread Knight there, little 5-man strike squad. Drago's in the building, cannot be seen by the tank, even if the tank moves. Then we got interceptors, strike squad, and my other characters there. So that's it. Everybody has been deployed. We're now going to roll off. Mr. Jonathan, sir, you're welcome to roll first. Good luck. Oh, he starts with a 5. That's nice. Oh, that's a 3. So we'll have Space Wolves turn 1 coming up next. Well, the Space Wolves have gone. Did a lot of moving. So the 7-man squad came running out here with a little advance. Lieutenant character came up to give the rerolls. Captain character came up to give rerolls. These nasty boys with all their bolters shot right downwind into my interceptors. I used 2 of my command points for true silver armor, so I did help myself a little bit with that. But with all the rerolls, he still had a bunch of hits. I saved a lot of them. It was really nice. I'm also in the tide of shadows right now because I figured I would get shot by some things, so it helped a lot as well. So I lost one guy, took a wound on another. But my clever plan, and he moved those guys towards that objective, moved the tank back around. It can't see anything yet. I was proud of myself for that too. So that's where we stand. It was a short turn, pretty easy. I spent most of my command points, so, that's good for Jonathan. And speaking of, I forgot to mention what our secondaries and things were. So I have Purifying Ritual, engage on all fronts, and grind them down. And he took aboard the Witch, because why would you not? To the last, which I think is kind of spicy. There's some interesting... Oh, by the way, just so y'all know, the to the last targets are the tank, naturally, the squad of Inceptors, and then the 7-man blob beat out your one character by 5 points, you said? Like, it was really close to being a character instead of the 7-man aggressor, angry boys with chainswords.
You're needing less points.
Yeah. And then his last one is Assassination, because I am running 3 characters in this 1,000-point game. So there you have it. That is the end of Space Wolves' first turn. They did score 2 points for the mission bonus because they took an objective they did not hold previously. That gives you 2 points. It's amazing. So yeah, that's that. We'll be back in a minute for Grey Knight's turn 1. Well, the Grey Knight's turn 1 has come to a close. I did do a redeploy. I don't think I talked about that. I had moved the Dread Knight over here at the start of his turn, the beginning of the battle, and my interceptors had come over here. That's why it looked different, if anybody noticed that, you sharp-eyed watchers. And then these guys were back behind this building. So I moved them up and then advanced. They got a 6 on their advance roll, so I just moved them enough to be all 5 of them on the objective for Purifying Ritual and to make their charge longer over here. Then I decided to teleport the Grandmaster over, so he teleported in here, and then he made a 9-inch charge. First 9-inch charge I made in mini games, so I was very excited. Then Drago shifted back so he could shoot into the Inceptor squad, and he missed. Well, he hit a lot, he just couldn't wound them. The Interceptors of mine came down here, moving their 12-inch move, got them to 8 inches away from the Intercessors. There's too many INT words in this game. And they made their charge, and then they killed their target, and they did their 3-inch to go forward because once on it, we own it until he takes it back. I remembered a rule! So excited.
How's it going?
And it also means that his tank can't see them. It has to move to shoot at them, which is fine. It's probably going to move anyways, but it made it more difficult, I think. I did Hammerhand on him. I spent 1 for the Psychic Onslaught, so I killed 2 of the Inceptors in shooting. I had to stop and think real hard.
Yeah.
Made my charge. I stayed outside of 3 of the characters, but Space Wolves do the 6-inch heroic for free because they're cool. And he does have the Belt of Rust. I forgot to ask beforehand in the video when we were doing the armies, but he does. He has the Belt of Rust. So my Dread Knight fought last. I took a wound, and then I killed all the Inceptors. It was very mean of me. I'm aware, but it is the way the dice rolled, not me. It wasn't me. It was the dice. And then, what did we do? Oh, I also did Purifying Ritual for my secondary. So this objective was purified because you can advance in Psychic, so that's nice. I did that one. And my interceptors did that one up there. So I did 3 for that. So I got 3 points there. I got the baby engage for 2 points and grind them down for 3. I picked up 3 for the secondary. He picked up 2 on the secondary because we both took an objective that we did not own at the beginning of our turn. And because of killing the Inceptors, I completed the second half of that by killing a unit that was in engage or was in range of the objective at the start of the turn. And that is it. So we'll be back for the Space Wolves turn 2, and I think that Gladiator is going to have something to say about how this game goes from here on out. We'll be back in a minute. Oh, I also changed the tides. Sorry, because that would matter a little bit. So I'm in the tide of Convergence, I think it's called. It's the one with the plus 6-inch range on psi weapons, and then more importantly, the one I like the most is the 6s to wound and melee will cause a mortal wound in addition, which didn't matter yet, but it always makes me feel better when I hit things with more wounds. So there you have it. That is the end of Grey Knight's turn 1. Space Wolves turn 2 is over, and they did some chomping. So over here, Lieutenant, he came around and was hanging out over here, made a little charge, but my Grandmaster had the Gyro Temporal Vault dealio to fight first. So that was cute. Then Home Skillet here, he fell back and then charged, because why not? And the dudes in the building, the intercessors in the building, took 4 wounds off my Dread Knight in shooting because he failed all 4 saves. It was like magic. Tanky guy came over here, took the objective back, and unloaded everything into them. I did spend for the True Silver Armor, so 1 dude was still left. Then I rolled a 6 for morale. So, that's cute. He gone. So, Space Wolves have solidly reclaimed their entire 3/4 of the board, and I now have work to do. So, we're going to do work, theoretically. So, we'll be back in a minute for the Grey Knights turn 2. Well, folks, Grey Knight's turn 2 is done. It has been a brutal, brutal game. So we managed to kill the Lieutenant by 1. He did take 4 mortal wounds, and he had 1 wound left. So I chipped the wound off during the shooting phase. He had 1 wound left, and then he failed 1 4-up invul. So he re-rolled it because that would have kept him alive, and his Power Fist and Space Wolves and everything else probably would have killed them. So I got lucky there. That was his last command point. Over here, I had to spend my last command point to give Drago a 7-inch charge, which he then rolled an 11. He rolled a 3 the first time, into an 11, made his charge with ease and speed, and I was proud of him. And then I was trying so hard, I was so smart, I was like, oh, I'm going to teleport this dude with a banner to steal the OBSEC and take this away from the tank. Well, then after I rolled the Gate of Infinity, I realized I can't actually land on that objective. So he landed over here and he rolled like a 6, and I was going to charge him anyways just to try, but I didn't. So that was my cheeky effort. However, I did Purify Rituals with that squad in the corner, this squad in this corner, so I got 2 for that. I can't engage anymore because I've got a whole 2 units left that have more than 5 models and no more vehicles. Thanks, sir. I realized that was going to be risky at the beginning though, so it is what it is. I did not grind it down because he killed 3 units or models in his turn. I've only killed 2, and he's left with some intercessors over there and a big old tank that's not hurt yet. And we're going into turn 3, people. This is just, we've only played 2 turns. It's bananas. Yeah, we'll come back in a minute for Space Wolves turn 3. Okay, so we've finished Space Wolves turn 3. These guys are fine, obviously. Drago, not very fine. And neither is Jonathan now, because these guys came out, they did all their shooting, they took a couple wounds. No, they didn't actually take a couple wounds. They did nothing to Drago, because Drago was cool like that. He wisely fell back away from Drago, had line of sight on both Drago and the Ancient, and, because, you know, why not? And he shot into Drago, and Drago died. Which is exciting for the 3 points he gets for Assassinate, but look at that, there's a little gap right there. He needed Drago to not be dead, and Drago died like a chump. Like, failed 4 saves, past his number of wounds, died dead. So, in a weird twist of fate, I still have that objective. Yeah, that's right. That's why he was super salty about it. And now I get a chance to shoot at these boys. I don't think anything can get to them to charge, but that is the weirdest thing. Yeah, so that's where we stand. He still has that and that. I have my Ancient over here hanging out in the wind and 2 strike squads. And we're going to see what can happen. Grey Knight's turn 3 is next. It is the end of Grey Knight's turn 3. Tried to do Purifying Ritual here and failed because they're chumps. Did Purifying Ritual here. I moved up into the building, but my last dude was standing on the objective here in the corner. And we came down here through the door, so we had line of sight to see. That's why these guys over here shuffled, and apparently shuffling messed up their concentration, and they failed the ritual. And then this dude, he moved up, so he is toe tapping right into the objective there to steal it back. So I got the 2 points for stealing an objective. And that was the mission primary second special thing, direct assault. These dudes, all my shooting combined, I think I killed 2.5 of the intercessors. And these guys heroically made a 7-inch charge with a reroll because they heroically started with a 4. They tripped on some crates, see, so I had to command reroll that. And then they bravely busted through the door, got into combat with them, and we did some slicing and dicing with the swords. And that's kind of it. So we've decided to call the game at this point because I've taken all but the last objective. He still has his tank, so he gets the 5 from to the last, but he would, you know, if we continued playing, he would come up to about there. He would shoot, probably kill them. He could go here on turn 5, and it would give him that objective and this one, which would give him a total of 8 for turn 5. But I go second, and I would still have this one in the back corner. I have this one here, and my banner Ancient probably is not going to get dead because he has the special cuirass, so he had a 1-up save plus the 5-up feel no pain, and he has AP 1 on that. There's no way to get more than that at this point, right? Because your Devastator and Tactical are both done.
Right.
Yeah, so it was just a blast of a game. Super bloody. We made it to turn 3, and everything died. I was kind of, you know, Space Wolves were in my face. I was in their face. We chopped, we diced, we snarled. It was hilarious. So yeah, it's been a fabulous game. I think, Jonathan, you said you're going to call out your Gladiator for MVP in this game?
I got to. He took out Drago.
He murdered Drago, like real bad murdered Drago. That was fantastic. I don't know for sure for me. This particular squad, they kind of held their own because they killed a lieutenant who was fully healthy in the corner. They came up and killed those guys. They scored points for me, were upset, so I think I'm going to have to give it to them. Drago was cool. He killed his captain. The Bannerman scored me points. But I definitely have to go with that particular strike squad. They were bloody. Well, it's been a blast. Here's the final score. It was 50-48 because you don't keep adding points anymore in 9th edition. You just stop where you stop. It was super close, and my engage and grind are what killed me at the end. And his Abhor the Witch popped him up and took me over in the secondary scoring. So, absolutely wonderful game, sir. Very nice army. Thank you very much. It's been a blast, and I hope y'all enjoy this video.